What's up, guys? You have caught me in the middle of starting, so at the beginning, I guess, of bringing together this first batch of pumpkin porter. So my buddy James is on his way, so we're kind of getting started after work here, so we're gonna kind of have to rush through it. But the first thing that I've done so far is boil 2 gallons of water, and I have put it in this bucket right here. That's just gonna sit while we take care of the boil and the pre-boil. So what we're gonna do is once this pot gets to 165 degrees, I am going to get all of the malt as well as the pumpkin into this reusable muslin bag, and I'm going to turn off the heat on the burner, and I will set this muslin bag with all the malt as well as the pumpkin and the spices that we're going to use into the pre-boil. We're going to let it steep for about 20 minutes or so, and then we'll have our wort and we'll be able to start the boil, bring it back up to a rolling boil, throw in some hops, and we'll get to that when James gets here. Alright, so I got the grain in the bag, the malt in the bag, but I'm having a little trouble. Very crappy can opener. So we got to try to just gonna check this bad boy. Turn the heat off because it took too long to get those cans open. Here we go. Let's see if it's up to 165 still. Oh yeah, that's good. Still a little hot. That's all right. Okay. Next step. I'm going to throw this puppy in there. So, sometimes it's a little bit worrisome when you throw the muslin bag in. So you want to move it off the heat as well. Just turning off the heat just so it doesn't scald if it goes down to the bottom of the pot. 20 minutes later, we'll be ready. I'm going to give you a quick workout now, so be prepared. Since we got about 20 minutes to spare, while we let the malt and the grains and the pumpkin steep in there for 20 minutes, I got a little workout for you. So just a quick body weight workout for this episode. So we'll go 5 exercises. I'll have them scrolling on the screen. So you got 2 sets of 10 of everything. right, so 20-minute steeping of the grain is finished. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it back on the heat. It's nice and dark now. Let me turn on that light. So you know, it's gotten nice and steeped. It's kind of like a tea, say a pumpkin tea sort of thing
with molasses.
Oh, this is James.
Hi.
By the way, he finally got here.
Yeah. What's this guy doing?
Kind of interrupted my workout, so
you know.
But you know what? He's here now, so we can figure it out. And
yeah,
we're gonna go ahead and take that bag out of the pot and just set it on the plate, and we'll start the boil. So first things first, James, I'll let you do the honor. Got a nice spoon here. So that was just
okay.
So I'll just grab the top. The bag is kind of turned around on us, so
that's a little frustrating. I also don't want to contaminate. Well, it's gonna boil anyways, but still. There we go.
See, there's all that pumpkin in there.
Oh, nice. So the good thing, I didn't even know you did that, but the good thing with you doing that is now all that starch is not going to be stuck in there, because pumpkin starch doesn't make sugars as well as malt. So it would have made the fermentation process take a little longer.
It's probably pretty heavy now.
Yeah. This is part of the workout, right? You want to save me that?
Yeah, so we'll let it drip dry, I guess.
Never waste beer. Or work.
Yep. Which turns into beer.
Yeah. This might make a nice pumpkin pancake top right now. That's about it.
Let's get this heat back on. All right, so now that we got the pot back on the heat, we're just gonna wait for it to boil, and then we're gonna do our first round of hop additions here at 60 minutes, so the very start of the boil. So we're gonna put the hops in, start the timer, and we'll probably get some more workout in. What we did was we forgot about putting the extract in, so we got to the boil and we were like, this looks like it's pretty low. So we got to mix the extract with 6 cups of water.
Yeah. Otherwise, you know, we said it was kind of like sugar water. It actually wouldn't have probably been that sugary.
It'd been more like a tea.
Yeah, it would have definitely been more like a tea.
Hops, probably.
A bitter tea.
Yeah.
Which might not be bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, and especially after we had the spices, it would just be, you know, we could have just marked it as a tea.
Yeah, like a pumpkin spice tea. Or something.
Yeah, like a chai latte. But we don't want that. We want beer.
We want beer. We want alcohol. So this is the malt extract.
Yep.
Basically, what you do this for is, what we're doing this for is so we don't scald it on the bottom of the boiling hot pan. So I'm mixing it in with 6 cups of water and letting it get to a boil that way itself. So we got 3 pounds of amber malt extract, and then this one is 3 pounds of dark malt extract. So we're gonna let that kind of mix. So right now this is pretty much
porter.
Sugar. This is very sugary.
Just like straight molasses. That's all.
Straight molasses with 6 cups of water.
As amateurs, as you know, amateurish as we are, we've at least learned a few things, and this is one: is that in order to not get, like Adam said, a lot of burnt malt flakes, mix it with water.
All right, so after our little screw up,
Our snafu.
a little snafu, we got the 6 cups of water and our 6 pounds of malt extract prepared. Now we're just going to throw it in to the wort and start the boil again.
And sugar to make alcohol.
Yeah, so I mean, pitching the yeast into the malt
Tea water.
or into their tea water, yeah,
Would not have done much.
wouldn't do much. But yeah, let's go ahead and do it. All right, here's James pouring it in. Don't mess up.
All the pressure's on me, right?
You're letting it drip down the bottom.
Thanks. We're good. We're good.
Good, there it is. So now let's give it a stir. All right, so we got the heat back on, that looks like a little bit better. A little bit. We still have that burner on. Probably
It's
not
off.
not a good thing. But here's the wort with all of the extract in it. So this is more what the height of liquid we were looking for in here. So we're going to use half a teaspoon of each of these different spices. There it is. Close that up so it doesn't spill. Grab our spoon, get that all up in there.
I feel like pumpkin porters pair well with pumpkin pie.
Yeah. We better.
Smells like it.
We better do a video with Beth making a pumpkin pie.
We should indeed. All right, guys. Well,
Oh, that smells good. That smells really good.
I can smell it from here.
Yeah.
You know, just a half teaspoon each is already making its way. Well, guys, we'll see you in about 7 to 8 minutes as we do our last hop edition.
All right, guys. We got 3 minutes left in the boil. Hip Hop James, as he just termed himself, is going to throw in our next batch
There we go.
of the St. Gaudens hops. I think I may have said that we were going to put the Goldings in first, but we ended up doing North down first,
Which is what we should have done.
which is the correct way. We just I just said it wrong in the video. But yeah, so let's take a look. It's looking nice and got a nice little orange color, orange tint to it. If you can. Boil is done. We have our immersion chiller all ready. First time we're using this, and
time's a
we're just
charm.
gonna put it into the bucket,
Perfect.
into the pot, and I'm turning on the coldest water we can get from my faucet. And we are going to wait till we get down to
Close to 70, yeah.
close to 70 to 75 degrees, and we should be golden. All right, guys. So we are using our immersion chiller to cool down all this good stuff, all this good wort. It's not beer yet because it's not alcoholic. But the crazy thing is, we put it on like 3 minutes ago.
About 3 minutes.
It was at when we did it. It was at 160 degrees. Just tested it. Already down to under 130. So
To put that in perspective, our last beer, we put on ice in the sink and kept replacing cold water every 5 minutes for probably like an hour, and it was just down to 150. We only brought it down by 2 degrees. So in 3 minutes, we've already brought it down at least 30. Adam's getting another reading.
right now we're looking at right around 120.
We got 10 degrees a minute.
That's quick. All right, guys. So our wort is down to the right temperature. So what we're going to do now is pitch the yeast. So this is what actually makes the beer. Nice yeast urine kind of eats up the sugar and turns into alcohol.
The yeast urine is the alcohol.
The yeast urine is the alcohol. So I'm just going to cut this with my sanitized scissors. Just cut that off there. And I'm going to throw this yeast. So for the yeast, you want to make sure it's a good temperature. So pretty warm. So
But not hot.
not hot, not hot. So room temperature, essentially. That's what I found. So we're just putting this into the 2 gallons of water that we boiled at the very beginning that I actually didn't record. So we have that. And then what we do is we're going to pour the wort that we were boiling right into it. So
And the reason we
Here you go.
pitched...
Actually, before we do that, I am going to stir this up, make sure all the crap gets down to the bottom of the pot.
Fantastic idea.
So we don't get any. So I'm just gonna make it a whirlpool here. So with the whirlpool, it's just gonna nice whirlpool down there. All right, finishing the pitching of the yeast. Just gonna throw this in that 2 gallons that we boiled earlier. We also got those 2 gallons with the chilling or with the immersion chiller to
Bring it down quicker.
because it was at about 100 before we did that. So
The other reason...
What's that? Go ahead.
I was going to say, the other reason why we pitched the yeast into the water first is because now once we pour the worts, it's going to move that yeast around a little bit, so it's
Oxygenating.
It's oxygenating.
Yep. So I'm also going to kind of aggressively stir all this up for the same reason. Try to get some air for the oxygen to move around. So right now it's probably about the temperature is high 70s right now. So it's pretty optimal. Ideally, it'll be down to 70 in a few hours. Just went and pitched the yeast ahead of time so that we can get it started and go to bed. Since it's getting a little bit late.
Late for our taste, right?
Late for our taste, because we both have to be at work at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
But yeah, Adam's going to get nice and oxygenated. The yeast will use that oxygen.
Test the temp one more time.
And eat that sugar, and they will take oxygen and sugar and turn that into alcohol, pee out that alcohol, and fart out that CO2.
Yeah, so we're right at 78. So ideally it'll be a little bit lower.
Just a couple hours.
So now what happens is I'm going to wipe down this puppy, get it all sanitized, cover it up, throw it in my closet, and throw the airlock.
Wait, we got to get original gravity.
We got to get original gravity, so I'm just going to clean this and set it in there. Next thing,
let's do that.
We're going to get original gravity. We'll do that off camera though.
Yep, and then we'll just wait a week. Alright guys, until next time.
So our original gravity turned out to be 1.044. So what that means is probably we're looking at a kind of a low alcohol content beer, probably around 3 to 4%. That's the lowest we've ever brewed a beer at. I'm wondering if the pumpkin addition at the beginning might have contributed to some of the lack of heaviness in the gravity, which is causing it to be a lower alcohol percentage. But I guess we'll find out in a few weeks. And thanks for watching, guys. If you have any tips, suggestions, anything like that you want to throw our way so we can try to make the best beer that we can, it'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you subscribe below as well as like the page.